In this lecture, you'll see how to configure SNMP on a Cisco device using a lab demo. I've got the same topology again. I've got my router R1 at 10.0.0.1 and the SNMP server is my NMS system at 10.0.0.100, which is the PC that I'm working on right now. So let's go into R1 to configure it for SNMP. So I'll go to global config. Actually, just one thing to tell you before I do this is that the router has just been reset. It doesn't have any logging configuration on it at all now. Everything's at the default. So let's set up SNMP. So at global config, I'll enter the command snmp-server. Contact is me. That's Neil at FLACKBOX'S.com. And SNMP-server location, I'll say it's in the FLACKBOX'S lab. So that's purely information, but that will show up on the NMS system and identify the system, so it's useful when I'm looking at the logs later on. Next, I need to set my communities. So that is SNMP server community, and for my read-only community, I'll call that FLACKBOX1, and I say RO for read-only, and I'll also configure my read-write community, so SNMP server community, and I'll make this one FLACKBOX2, and that's going to be the read-write community string. Then I'll set up where the SNMP server is. So SNMP-server, the host is at 10.0.0.100, and when I'm sending traps to that SNMP server, I want to use my read-only community string, which is FLACKBOX1. And let's try that without the typo in there. I missed out an R in the middle. That looks better now. And then I need to specify what actual traps I want to send to that server as well. So I'll say SNMP server traps. And let's do a question mark. And I've missed out the enable command. Okay, I'm a typo king today. All right, let's try that again. So you can see there's a whole bunch of options you've got on trap messages that will be sent to the SNMP system. For example, if something changes with OSPF, you can send traps about that. If it's ISIS, ISDN, etc. The one I'm going to use for this example is traps config, and that will send an SNMP trap, a message to the SNMP server when somebody invokes configuration mode on the router. So let's open up my NMS system. I'm using the Kiwi server for this again, and I'll go back to the router and just make this window a bit smaller so we can see both. And in my router window, I will exit out of the configuration mode, and then I'll re-enter global configuration again, and this should send a trap to my SNMP server saying that I've entered global configuration. And there we go. It took a few seconds to come in, but I can now see that that trap is showing up in my SNMP server. Thanks for watching. If you want to get hands-on practice with Cisco networks for free, then you can download my 400-page CCNA Lab Guide, which you can see above my head right now. Also, check out the video about my CCNA course. It's the highest rated course online. Thanks.